Good morning, viewers. It is just before 5 a.m. Everybody else is still asleep. We are in Mallorca, in Port Adriano, on board a Silent Yacht. Now, I've been in contact with Silent Yachts for 2.5 years, and we've been planning this trip since then. And it was supposed to happen before one of my least favourite words happened, COVID. After 2.5 years, we're on board. And originally, I was supposed to be on board one of these boats for 2-3 days. But leading up to this trip, we agreed to 8 nights on board. We are going to be taking this boat around the Balearics, and it's going to be Jimenita, obviously my wife, the old chief stew on board AWOL. I've got my father, Richard, with me, and my stepmother, Becky. And we also have Captain Mike with us. Good morning, Jimenita. Do you like a camera in your face at 5 o'clock in the morning?
First thing. I preferred if you brought it while I was still in bed, actually. Maybe tomorrow we can do that.
How excited are you about this trip?
Yeah, I can't wait to get out on the water.
How long are you talking about this trip for?
That's probably actually more than 2.5 years.
Oh yeah, explain to the viewers why.
Because going on a catamaran for a week is like my dream holiday.
And your husband's made it reality.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
so
Silent Yachts.
Does that mean I get lots of brownie points?
Yeah, you can't take all the credit though, because Silent Yachts need some credit too.
They do.
So thank you to Silent Yachts.
Thank you, Silent Yachts.
Would you like a coffee?
Yes, please.
Coffee, anyone?
Yes, please. So this is the main salon and galley, everybody. Jimenita and I actually arrived yesterday morning. Dad and Becky arrived like 6 o'clock yesterday evening. We've been on board for a while, so we're pretty keen to get moving. So coming down the starboard side here, interestingly, you've got a nice little like chill area down here. So if you want a bit of peace and quiet, you come here and you can read your book and have the view of the sea while we're cruising, which is quite nice. Good morning.
Hello.
How are we?
Good, you?
Very good. How did you sleep?
Fine, thank you very much. Except I ended up sideways across the bed.
What?
No idea how. Hey ho, these things happen.
Too much beer last night.
Too much beer. Yes, that was really good.
Yeah. The last time you
peaceful.
were here on the channel,
Yeah.
when we did the road trip,
Crikey, how many years ago was that?
2018,
2018?
Just BC.
before COVID.
Before COVID, yeah. Very good.
Yeah. If you didn't see that serious video, I put a link just here. We did a road trip around Switzerland in a Porsche.
Yes,
That was very cool, wasn't it?
it's brilliant, really good.
Remember correctly, you like dark coffee, long and dark,
Yeah.
no sugar?
No, you have milky coffee.
We don't have a bit of milk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not dark.
It was a random guess, actually.
It's around. Yeah, so you got.
I know you drink coffee,
you got blankets,
but
blankets,
it's either going to be
fine.
short or long. Or...
No problem.
Did Becky get any sleep?
She's got about an hour. About her normal.
Yeah. Not a sleeper. So on the swim platform, you can see they stuck a tender on the starboard side. We've got an electric outboard motor, which is also going to be a new experience. Never tested an electric outboard motor before. And then we've got the boat tied up here. We've got the 2 stern lines on with the 2 springs, so all the lines actually going to shore because the lines that we need are already on board. And then interestingly, this design, so you've got a cleat here on the aft corner, and then as you come through the fairlead here, you've got also another cleat under the deck here, which is actually quite clever with the capstan. Can you guys see that? Let's put the camera down. Like coffee at Pret a Manger, whatever it's called. You know, yesterday I put the money in the machine and it took my money, well, it took your money. So in a Pret, it was €5 for a coffee. €5. It's as bad as, not €5 good. It's like Starbucks, it's so overpriced. They must make so much money. But people love it, people queuing up for it. Even I was queuing up.
was it Starbucks?
No, it's a Pret a Manger, same sort of overrated, expensive stuff. Yeah, they know. People are waking up, they need a coffee, there's no other option. Oh, let's charge them €5 for a coffee. It's amazing how airports always charge so much for everything, huh?
Yeah, like what's the justification?
Yeah, why is it so expensive?
For money here because they fly.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we can see, you see the glare now, the sun's coming. The glare in the sky means the sun's coming.
Like a blue glow.
That blue glow. That means the sun's coming.
Glare.
Oh, oh, it's 5 in the morning. This is the shit you gotta live with.
Yeah. This is what I put up on a daily basis now. So
How's your return road?
Oh, brilliant.
Sunrise in the east.
Yeah, but which way is east?
The bit where it's glaring. What's it called again?
Glowing.
Glowing.
It's a glow. The morning glow.
The morning glow. Let's not go there either.
The morning glow. And here, guys, we have the interior control station with Mike here. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Nice, thank you. Fine.
So we got the radars operational and working. Do you have a GPS plotter?
Charts of here.
Here we go.
We are
I was going to
actually-
show the routes. So, guys, we're here at the moment in Port Adriano.
Oh,
Okay, so this is the main screen. So Mike's controlling it from here, the touch screen, and this is a repeater on this screen, right?
yes.
Great.
And we
So
have the
today's
same-
routes, we're starting here in Port Adriano, and we come down here, and we're going to be anchoring here on the northwestern side of Formentera. So we're going to pass down the east side of Ibiza, and we're going to be going to an anchorage just there. There's that anchorage, and we'll be there at anchor this evening. So what do you reckon our estimated cruising time will be?
This depends on our speed, but we can arrange that we will be there for 12 hours maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we do maybe 5 knots. So it's about 70 miles to there. And we need 14 knots with 14 hours with 5 knots. So we'll see if we can get a little bit faster there. We will
Okay.
have the wind from north, which pushes us from behind a little bit. Maybe it gives us half an hour of speed, and then we will make it in 12 hours.
What do you
Actually, it's a
reckon?
good time to swim because we have
27 degrees.
In the water.
27
Water temperature.
6, don't forget
Oh,
the
yeah,
6.
0.6. That's very important.
But you've got to remember, this is the port water, so it's always a bit warmer.
We're being conned here.
So we're going to be cruising we're going to be cruising with the roof down.
Yeah,
Once we're out of the port. So
what?
what's the reasoning for that?
Let's say the roof is up, it gives some shadow to the forward solar panels,
Yeah.
and when we have some shadow on the panels, we do not
We lose
energize.
the efficiency.
Yeah, we
of
do not
panels.
energize enough, and also it's a little bit of the wind.
Okay.
If we have some waves outside, it's not that, let's say, good to have the roof shaking or
Yeah, of
moving
course.
or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So it's
Yeah.
a little bit of a safety there.
Yeah.
But
And will
Other
the
than-
generator be running for the duration of the journey?
yeah, I think
Yeah,
we will run it from time to time, just when the batteries go low.
Yeah.
Normally we're cruising and we are doing a delivery, what we would say this is a delivery to go to Ibiza or Formentera. Then we would see that we get the generator started maybe at 50% of battery charge. So just in case we have a problem afterwards, generator will not start up. We still have some energy in the batteries and we still have some time to do something on the generator. Maybe
Sure.
there's a filter problem, air problem, something like that. So easy to check and easy to solve. But then we still have some power instead of running to 20% of battery power, and then we have to go very, very slow, not to use all the battery capacity. So if we start the engines up,
Yeah. Start the main engines.
start the main engine.
That's it.
Yeah, beep beep.
BB.
Engines are
We
on.
can say.
So these are the motor.
Controllers.
Okay, so tell us here what information we're getting.
We have here the RPM, which we can see here as well. Then we can see the amperages, the motor kilowatt, which the motor consumes. There's the temperature of the motor, temperature of the motor controller, and the battery power. We have now 54 volts, so it's about 70%.
And then here we have the rudder controller.
Yeah, here's a rudder controller, which is the follow-up steering. We can steer with the follow-up steering, which means it's like a helm wheel. So we can go to port, we can go to starboard,
Great.
and we have the autopilot. which we are using most of the time.
Most of the time, of course,
most
yeah.
of the time we do the power steering on the autopilot.
Yeah, absolutely. And then these are the throttles. So,
These are the throttles, yeah.
yeah.
So we go forward.
So there's no gear. Okay, so it's the same as the Marianne boat we were on.
So this one is the same. We can see that we get the RPM up if we go forward a little bit. And here we have the thrusters. We can put the thrusters on. We have two of them, 2 times 10 kilowatt.
Right.
Yes.
So how does it work on catamarans using the thrusters? Because we're used to single thrusters. So you got a thruster on each keel, right?
Yeah, here on this boat we have tunnel thrusters. They are 30 centimeters in diameter.
Yeah.
And they are a little bit centered of the boat. They are exactly here.
Right.
So
okay.
it's pushing the boat more sideways,
Right.
if you want, and it's not turning too much. Normally you have the bow thruster, what you call it, bow thruster on monohull. So you have it more forward, so you can push the hull, for example, to starboard, which makes your stern going to port. But here it is a little bit different because we push the boat sideways. And then with the 2 engines we can move the bow to port or starboard and the stern as well, contrary. But here it's center thrusters if we want so.
Right, chaps. So, first impressions. What do you reckon, Dad?
Brilliant. So quiet.
It's silent.
Absolutely. No wake, no nothing.
No pun intended.
Somebody.
Yeah, there's no vibration.
No, smooth as you like.
Smooth as you like. What speed are we cruising at?
5 knots.
Doing 5 knots. Sun's coming up behind us. Unusual experience. Unusual in the sense that I'm just not used to it. That's what it is. We'll head on, make our way to the bow, and the nice thing is we got a following wind as well. So Captain Mike was saying that the nice thing with the following wind, following sea, help push the boat, means we'll get a better speed. See now, as you saw in the drone shot, we closed the sunroof lids, I guess, sun top, and just gets, as Mike was saying earlier, to get the most efficiency out of those solar panels. How are you doing, Cap?
Fine.
Current speed, exactly 5 knots.
And we're consuming 2 kilos and 5 kilos, so 7 in total. About this here, we're running about 300 RPM, both motors. We keep a little bit more to port. The wind comes from northwest, and the high mountains from Mallorca will make us a shadow, which gives here a little bit less wind and less waves coming.
Yep.
So for our trip, it's good to go here in the
Perfect.
shadow of Mallorca.
Interestingly, it doesn't feel too different on the catamaran in comparison to a monohull. I had an impression in my head it'll be a lot more kind of like, is rigid the right word? No, enjoying it, very nice. Just the silence of it is so peaceful. It's such a different way of cruising. I think also moving forward, we all know at the moment the fuel prices are just madness. So having a yacht like this makes a lot of sense. You know, you've got the big solar panels generating the power for the batteries. You do have a small diesel generator, but the consumption is minimal in comparison to, you know, a power yacht. yes, you're cruising at 5 knots, but if you change your mindset about how you look at cruising, instead of getting everywhere like 25, 30 knots, burning lots of fuel, if you kind of like take a more relaxed approach to it, I mean, this is certainly a boat, a boat to look at. Again, if you're interested at all, maybe in chartering, a silent yacht, or if you're interested in buying a silent yacht, then you get in contact with us, info@mortlock-yachts.com. Or just follow us on, on Instagram. Any questions you might have, put them in the comments box, because while we're on board, we'll ask Mike to answer them. Got a bit of sea breeze kind of picking up as expected. It's following, which is exactly what we want. So yeah, so far so good.
Quality control.
What are you making, Giovanita?
I'm making a gourmet fruit salad.
Gourmet, okay. What was a gourmet fruit?
À la Givre.
Fully what?
Fruit à la Givre.
À la Givre. À la Giovanita.
À la Givinator.
Turn us into the Silent Yacht cooking show.
Yeah.
Cherries and berries.
And Becky and your dad know.
They love everything. Life on board, eh, guys?
Yeah. You can't come on a yacht and not have fresh fruit.
Yes. So Mike, while we're here, just so we can explain what's happening at the moment with the consumption of the boats.
We have 2 battery banks, starboard and port side.
Yep.
So this shows the battery bank condition, which is now 54%, 52 volts, and we discharge 9.5 kilowatt. On the other bank, we have the same constellation, 52%, 52 volt, and we discharge 8.9 kilowatt. So in total, this is then 9 and 9. We have 18 kilowatt in consumption from the batteries, which we use. AC is for the hotel system. For air condition, we are using 5.5 kilowatt. The production of the solar panels is now about 460. It's about 600 watt. What we do now, half a kilo.
Okay.
Because the sun is quite down as well still.
So we'll see as the day progresses, the sun obviously goes up, we will see this increase.
Increasing.
And then when the sun goes down in the evening, it will start to decrease.
Yeah.
So at what point, so we're at 54% on the 2 battery banks, at what point would you ideally start running the generator to stop topping up the batteries?
Yes, if we do the delivery, let's say for longer distances, I prefer about 50, a little bit below 50% to start the generator up, just in case we have a problem. We still have some load in the batteries for moving the boat, steering the boat, and keep the boat, let's say, in position. And then at about 80%, we would stop the generator again.
Okay.
If you go only, let's say for your cruising, only private cruising, you can go down, let's say, to 20% of the batteries when you know that you just stop the anchor and then recharging the batteries by the sun power.
Okay. So considering our current consumption, let's say when the batteries go down to 50%, you put the generator on, to bring it up to 80%, the batteries with the consumption, how much time do you think that would take?
In this constellation we have now 7 and 7, so finally it is 14. Plus the propulsion, the generator makes 18 kilowatt. It's a 22 kVA, but it makes 18 kilowatt. So in this constellation we would get maybe 4 kilowatt in the batteries to charge the batteries, so it would run maybe 8 hours. With the current consumption, the consumption goes up and down a little bit from the AC load.
Okay.
When we're not cooking, when we are cooking, also takes the discharge from the batteries also in a different level.
I thought I'd make a big fruit salad,
Fruit,
and we've got yogurt and
lovely.
muesli, and everyone can just help themselves when they want. Should have brought those knives on board actually.
Oh, I should have done.
But I don't think we could have travelled with the whole set of super sharp.
I think you can if you're
A chef.
no, if you put it in your whole luggage.
So actually, this particular recipe, joking not joking, I learned from my first captain.
Recipe? Okay.
Well, like this, what he did is he would make fruit salad. So shout out to Sebastian David. on
Yes.
Pura Vida. Well, now on a new boat.
Princess V65
Yeah.
in Cannes.
And he would chop it up nice and small like that, and then he would squeeze half a fresh orange over and mix it up.
Ooh. Well, you know, I talked about earlier, the fork or spoon. Looks like I'm going to have a spoon.
Would you like a fork?
Alright, if you try it.
I don't know how you could have that with a fork.
Can't. That's a very good fruit salad, Jimenez. Thank you very much.
Just that? No yogurt?
I like having the yogurt separate.
Yogurt. Ah, okay.
Just trying to be funny. That's the fruit salad. Do you want some, guys? Do you want some? Do you want some? So, an update. We've got a bit of a nice steady breeze here on the stern. But yeah, it seems pretty stable in the following sea actually. We're cruising along nicely now actually, about 5 knots or so, being pushed nicely from the swell. You know, I like all the seating areas on this boat. The exterior space is very well thought out. I do like it. I do like this indoor-outdoor sort of living. It's always good to be, you know me guys, it's always good to be out at sea again. And I know a lot of you want me back on board a super yacht, and the channel is called Super Yacht Captain. But doing these videos, experiencing different boats, you know, using what I've learned over the last 20 years working on board boats, you know, my experience to get on board boats like this, the previous boat like the Marianne boat, you know, the boat we did the world record on, Thunderchild 2, the walkthrough videos we're doing now for, you know, promoting the charter side of stuff. So I know the channel is taking a bit of a, you know, change direction, but it's new. We got to keep it fresh. And when we get to Formentera, chaps, it is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I'm done. Thanks, Bex. Yeah, I just want to say also thank you to Silent Yachts for letting us use this boat for, you know, for a week. I was always really intrigued. You may remember I did that video with them at the Dusseldorf boat show a couple of years ago, and we spoke about it, and now we're here doing it. So it's good to be here. Right chaps, it's coming up I guess early evening now. Been cruising most of the day. A nice following sea the whole way. And we're actually going to be heading now actually to Ibiza, to a little cove. What I noticed about this boat, watching how everybody uses the boat, is a number of seating areas. The people, you know, they will be in the shade for a bit, and they'll come out here, for example, to the bow in the sun, all different areas. And then I noticed Becky, along the sides you have the side seating, you like the privacy, so you get to, she was reading her book, she actually finished her book, so you can read it in peace, get a bit of a breeze as well. And sun's there, so this side will be shaded, that side will be in the sun. And the interesting thing with this as well is, even though we're now the 1st of July, we've not needed the AC, because we've got the front hatch open here, and the rear, you know, the aft door open. There's a continuous airflow going through, so you're not consuming the power. So it's an interesting change of usage of a boat, because you're obviously not constantly, but it's in a way it's the back of the mind of, you know, what is the boat consuming? How are we going to stop the boat from consuming less? If we go a bit slower, is that going to be better to consume the energy, to conserve the energy? It's actually quite interesting. I guess it's kind of similar if you're doing a, you know, let's say like a long road trip with a Tesla. You know, you obviously take into consideration your speed, the range, the charging stations. So there's a whole different perspective of using a boat. It's actually quite interesting. And watching this morning from the sunrise, seeing how the energy generation from the solar panels just increases, you know, throughout the morning. You know, from sunrise you can see it from the morning till noon, how the generation just increases. Obviously when the sun's overhead is when it's at its maximum energy generation, which is quite interesting. We did obviously need to run the generator as well, but you know, the consumption on fuel, I'll have to ask Mike a bit later, but the consumption of fuel is, you know, in comparison is very little.
You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change, keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. Why stay the same? You must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh.
So we have the safety.
Yep.
To get the safety off.
Right, so there we have it, chaps. That's our anchor spot for this evening, and departure again tomorrow morning. Jim, are you happy?
Are you happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Are you happy?
Hello.
Hello. This is a very nice bay.
Yeah. I
Lovely.
think it's a good call stop here,
Yeah.
rather than continue to like 1, 2 in the morning. We'll be screwed tomorrow otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so what are you cooking for us?
It's a gourmet dinner tonight,
Okay.
and absolutely nothing out of a packet.
Right.
Okay, it's all fresh ingredients.
Clearly.
We've just been out and slaughtered the chicken,
Okay.
marinated it carefully overnight.
Are the chickens kept on board?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Down in the bilge. They're very happy down there. It's nice and warm. And we're going for one of these lovely oils. We go for the virgin.
You chopped up all the veggies, got some
Chopping up,
courgettes,
still-
red onions, red peppers,
Still this big
aubergine. So Dad, give us a breakdown of the day.
The day has been absolutely exhausting. I don't know what to say. I'm so tired. It's been really hard work doing nothing. It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
quite tiring not doing much.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
No, really, it's been great. It's been
Fantastic.
lovely voyage. Thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
We're going to end this video there. Make sure you follow us and you check the next episode. Again, any questions you might have for Mike regarding the boat, put them in the comments box below. So hopefully this video will be posted before the end of the trip, so I can get some do a Q&A with Mike. That'd be pretty cool.
Be excellent.
Yeah, so that's what day one looks like, of living on board a Silent Yacht, powered by solar and a small little generator. Yeah, it's been good experience, guys.
Wonderful.
Yeah, join us
Really
on
enjoyed it.
the next episode.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it. See
Thank
you
you.
and ciao.
Ciao.